This morning, thousands of fast food workers are waiting and hoping that their one-day strikes will win them better wages. What began in New York has caught fire, and it's grown to 6 other cities around the country. Strikers are pushing for more than double what they're making now, $15 an hour, saying it's impossible to survive on the minimum wage. So can these protests work? I'm joined now by Mary Kay Henry, president of the Service Employees International Union, which is helping organize these protests. Good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
So your union has been supporting these fast food workers. Has there been any sign at all that these companies, which include some of the best-known names in America, are willing to budge?
No. You've heard the Restaurant Association say that this is a business practice, that low wages are the way they decide to serve the food. And so part of what I think is so inspiring, Chris, is these workers are challenging that basic principle in our economy, which is the only jobs that have been created since the recession are these low-wage jobs. And I think what the workers are doing is saying they can't survive on $7.25 in New York or $7.35 in St. Louis or $8 in Chicago. And I think as a nation, we have to confront whether we're going to make income inequality the #1 problem that we need to solve as a nation to create good jobs that people can support themselves and their families on.
Well, let me go over the numbers again, because a lot of fast food workers earn the minimum wage. That's $7.25. The median pay, just over $9. What they want is $15. But I know you know what industry officials are saying. They say a wage hike that big could drive some folks out of business, and in other cases, force them to replace workers with automation. So I guess the question is there a real risk that all of a sudden we're going to walk into a fast food restaurant and it's all going to be touch screen ordering? All those people who used to have jobs behind the counter are going to lose them.
Well, there's 4 million people that are employed by fast food industry in this nation, and McDonald's, one of the leading companies in this area, made $5.8 billion in profits last year, and they're recording record gains since the recovery. And so the question, I think, is, okay, if not 15, what do the companies think they can afford to pay workers? We support the workers' demand for $15 an hour and want to hear from the most profitable multinational corporations in the world. Why not?
But don't you think it's more realistic that fast food prices will go up?
I think it's possible to imagine how both consumers, the employers, the workers figure out a way to make sure that low-wage jobs in this economy are jobs that become good jobs. Just like at the turn of the last century, manufacturing jobs were not good jobs, and workers coming together helped make those jobs good jobs. And I think that fast food workers are a beacon of hope, that we can make sure as a nation that 50% of our jobs by the year 2020 are low-wage jobs. Workers are going to be able to change that and make them good jobs that people can feed their families on.
Let me really quickly give you a chance to answer critics who have said union membership, just 11% of the workforce, its lowest point in nearly a century, and SEIU and other unions are basically helping fast food workers protest to get them to unionize and make yourselves more relevant. Your response?
My response is that SEIU has been joined by clergy and by community leaders all across this nation, because together, this is not about growing unions. This is about our nation respecting the value of work again and helping workers come together and restore their ability to bargain with employers and be able to work hard for a living, expect to do better, and have a life where we can pass something on that's better for our children. And that basic promise has been broken in this economy. So this is way beyond the question of an institutional interest of a union. This is about how work pays again in our economy.
SEIU President Mary Kay Henry, good to see you. Thank you for coming on.